Hello everybody, how are you today? My name is Ryan. My channel is called Endless Journey, and I make videos. I like making videos. I just enjoy making videos for other people's benefit. I enjoy it, so it's for my benefit too. I typically make them on the topic of self-development, but as it happens, I had a run-in with colitis, and it was a life-changing event, and I just thought it would be helpful to some of you for me to share some of the things that have helped me through my time. Just to be clear, I feel like I'm doing pretty well now. I'm 43 years old. I'm a very active person. I'm a busy person. I have a physical job, and I need to feel well and be well. Not just at work, but like in my personal life, in my social life. I just want to be well in every way I can. I think you can relate to that. So, just to be clear, about 2 years ago, I had a health crisis. For many years, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I'm just going to speak very quickly to hold your attention here. I'm not really sure everything I'm going to say. There's a lot of information to jam into these short YouTube videos, so I'll see what I can say here. About 2 years ago, I was trying to improve my health, didn't know what to do, didn't know what was wrong with me, ended up getting colitis. There's more to the story, but I'll tell you this, I was defecating blood for 3 months. I lost over 20 pounds from about 145 to 122. I lost so much blood, I had to go to the hospital and get iron by IV in my bloodstream after. Man, I got knocked out on this deal. I was hurting. I didn't think I would ever get well again, but I feel pretty good today. So, obviously, in this day and age, when people get colitis, they go to their family doctor. And what does the family doctor do? The family doctor is a very science-based, educated person. They are trained to identify symptoms and then give medication, pharmaceuticals for your troubles. Allopathic medicine, this is called. Typically a person with colitis goes in and you get steroids and you get something to turn off your autoimmune response to reduce inflammation. There's any number of things the doctor can tell you, and we're in terrible situations. I know people have just straight got their colon removed. You know, if you can't fix it, if you don't know what's wrong, just remove the organ. This is not unheard of in this day and age in our culture. I do not like that idea. If you have already had that happen, I'm sorry to be speaking this way about that. I did not have any organs removed. In fact, I went to the hospital, and I'm a bit of a hippie. I like natural medicine, but that's not to say I don't have respect for science and the medical institution. I'm Canadian. They take excellent care of us here in the ways they can. We are all helped to some extent, but then to another extent, we are also all responsible for taking care of our own health and not just relying on somebody else to take care of us. We have to do the work and find out what works for us individually and find out and commit to those changes. And I'm sure it can be very complicated because there's so much information on the internet, and hey, what do I know? Take what you like from this video and forget the rest. But yeah, I'm thankful in the way that they put a camera up into my body and found an ulcer and identified clearly what it was. I had a name for my condition, was ulcerative colitis. They also observed that I was seriously deficient in iron. They did the blood tests. I'm very thankful for those parts, but unfortunately my specific doctor, this is called a gastroenterologist, we didn't agree on how important it was of what I ate, and we also disagreed on the idea that it could be overcome, that colitis can be overcome. So thank you for your help, doctor. I appreciate that, but I had to go on beyond you and take care of myself to feel as good as I do today. So obviously I never took, they gave me a whole bunch of pharmaceuticals. I never took any of them, and I didn't feel well, but I'm just not that type of person to take any pills or drugs I don't need to. So I never took any of the medicine they gave me. I just sat there and I finally threw it away. So obviously you can tell I'm going down the natural path here in this conversation. So what do you think I'm going to say next? Diet. Diet is huge. If you have a digestive disorder, you can be thinking as you listen about Crohn's, IBS, colitis. There's a number of very common conditions. You know, I'm North American. It's 2020. We have this whole culture, this lifestyle. We eat meat, we eat wheat, we eat coffee, ice cream, chocolate bars. I mean, we don't necessarily by default as a whole eat a very natural diet anymore unless we consciously choose to. So these digestive conditions are not uncommon to have for people in this day and age to have troubles with the digestive system. So diet, where I'm going with this is how important diet is. So the number one thing in reducing inflammation, which that's what colitis is, my colon had become inflamed, it was irritable, it was sensitive, I did some serious harm to it. I wasn't living a healthy lifestyle, and there are some other factors I'm going to mention in a minute here. So number one was changing my diet was hugely important. So for me that was eating natural foods, meaning, you know, produce, veggies, fruit, some grains, but basically just anything that's not in a box, a jar, a bag. You know, you go to the grocery store and things are advertised as natural, but when you pick up the package and turn it over, sometimes there's 20 ingredients and I don't understand a single word that is on there. I know it says natural on the front, but I just don't think that's natural if I don't understand what it is. So try to eat a lot of veggies, including starches such as potatoes. I did eat rice. Try to eat some excellent bread, like some more quality bread such as sourdough, something locally made, not mass produced. So eating real food, natural, and as well reducing things that aren't actually food. Coffee, for example. Coffee's not actually food. Coffee's a drug. I know people say it's got antioxidants and all these things, and it does have some pluses, but it's very acidic, and for me it was just a bit overstimulating to my digestive system, so I had to reduce coffee. I still drink coffee. I love coffee. Alcohol is really hard on your system. I loved that craft beer every single day. I don't drink anymore right now. I may again, but I'm just doing an experiment. Alcohol is very hard on your system. These are non-foods. Non-foods make it very hard for your body to do their natural thing. If you want to have some, that's your decision. But I just found it was just too much work for me because I wanted to get better as quickly as I could. I could just go on and on with all these foods. There's supplements that can help you. There are, you know, ways to get that friendly flora, that positive bacteria, Acidophilus, bifidus, Saccharomyces boulardii. I know I'm getting complicated here, but that's another strain that was very helpful to me. So these things are found in kimchi, real yogurt, sauerkraut. There's so much information. I'm trying to stay organized in my chain of thinking here, but there is so much you can do by just slightly changing your diet and giving yourself helpful foods rather than harmful. How much you eat is a factor. If you have an eating compulsion, if you don't eat enough, you have to have the right amount of nutrition in a day, the right vitamins, minerals, protein, all of that. There's certain times of day you can eat. Eating near the middle of the day is excellent. Eating before bed, a giant meal, I think most people know by now, it's kind of hard on your body. Again, I could go off on all these conversations here. Changing my diet was huge in overcoming my colitis. And, you know, I'm still quite sensitive. If I drink too many coffees and then eat out fast food or something, yeah, my system's off. But for the most part, I feel like my system's running pretty smoothly for a 43-year-old man. And, you know, that helps a lot, knowing my system's working well. It just adds to my sense of well-being. So beyond that, you know, you want to drink lots of water, keep things flushed out. Because I drink so much coffee, I want to drink a lot of water too, drink good water. Even drinking just tap water, and you live in a large city, is better than being dehydrated. So try to get a lot of water too. Okay, so I'll leave the food alone for now, and I'll move on to exercise and movement. You know, the stomach is, and a lot of the organs are very much activated by movement. So I happen to have a physical job. I'm a carpenter. During this video, it's in COVID now, so I have time to go for a run. I do lift some weights and skip rope, and I'm into so many different types of fitness. And if I wake up and I'm feeling a bit sluggish, man, when I exercise, I always get energy. And it really helps a lot to keep things moving and to grab onto that food and really process it, which is very important, because when you have colitis, things tend to move very quickly, and I feel that when things are moving too quickly, when your system's going too fast, it doesn't really give your digestive system a chance to leach, to grab onto the nutrients, really leach them out of the food that you're introducing. Definitely have that problem. So as well, I like yoga a lot. I love yoga. It's a nice, calm, gentle form of exercise. Really puts my body in like a relaxed state, so that when we get in that relaxed state, I really feel that all of our systems, our digestive system especially, have a lot more energy and priority to work outside of being in a perpetual stress state. And so when we're doing yoga, and it could be meditation, it could be, you know, it really could be anything. I happen to be into some really new age stuff, but it could be something very simple and common, any kind of activity where you feel nice and relaxed and calm. These activities give your body a chance to just relax and run their functions, what they're meant to do every single day. So, okay, so here's the part that I really want to talk about. I just want to get that stuff out of the way. And what is the video now? 15 minutes. So, you know what was huge for me? My feeling state was huge in overcoming colitis. But even before that, I'm going to go to thinking, okay? So what we think, our thoughts, and I do meditate, so I become aware of what I think. And I have friends that call me out on my thought processes. And I think it's perfectly healthy to be aware of what you think, what you believe, your worldview, your attitude. It's something to consider. It affects everything, okay? So how we think creates a chain reaction to how we feel. If I'm driving down the road and I'm thinking about something terrible, something that I don't want to happen, something that did happen that was unpleasant, every time I revisit that, my body doesn't know what's real or imagined, and it puts me in this uncomfortable physical state, this stress state. And you know, everybody's going to have this a little bit here and there all day, every day, but everything you can do to reduce that is just going to put everything in your favor as far as your body running well. This gets into some really metaphysical stuff, but for me, that's what I realized in the end. It was very metaphysical, this whole thing that happened to me. Another word for metaphysical is psychosomatic. You can go on Wikipedia and look at this word, it basically means the effect that your mind has over your body. If you watch any of my videos, I basically just say this over and over again. So, you know, I had some stresses in my life about money, about work, about even the health thing. The worse my health get, the more it self-compounded itself and the more worried I get about my health. So everything kind of ramped up, and the stress just had this huge effect on me. You know, there are different correlations between different forms of stress and like different emotions to our body. You know, like if I drink too much coffee, I get angry. Why? Is there an association between my liver and anger? I've often heard this phrase, don't worry so much, you'll give yourself an ulcer. That's precisely what happened to me. I had an ulcer in my colon, and yes, I did worry a lot. You know, and some of this is really true, and I don't know who's listening, I don't know what your background is, I don't really care. Well, I mean, I want you to hear what I'm saying, but I just realized that there's an emotion correlated to different body parts, and that when you have a trouble in your life, something that's bothering you, it can manifest in your body. It can be different for everybody, but there are some common ones that reoccur all the time. So I had a lot of stress, a lot of worry. It manifested. I realize now that everything I can do all day long to think productive thoughts and therefore feel good contributes to my health. And like I say, I'm not perfect. I'm 43, I have a physical job. I get banged up. I do get tired. I'm not always 100% disciplined on my regime that I think I want to keep on my lifestyle. But every more effort I make is helpful. I'm telling you this because this is my personal experience. So if you have colitis, IBS, or Crohn's, I really want you to consider that thought. You know, what do I think and how do I feel? You could be wealthy and hire a chef to follow you around every day and make you crazy healthy meals, whatever you're into, ketogenic, macrobiotic, vegan, it could be all organic. But if you're just stressed out all the time, food can't save you. Food will help you, but your feeling state is huge in this. So I'm just asking you to consider that. And if you're curious about this or you have a question, I will be happy to make more videos. You just put your question in the box below and I'll elaborate on that. I've tried many different diets, many supplements, and many are helpful. You know, many diets can be good for people. We can survive on a wide variety. There seem to be different trends all the time. What's the best diet? I don't know what it is. You know, keto was good, macro was good. I did vegetarian. For me, I don't do well on wheat. I don't really try to eat too much sugar. That's it, okay? This video is getting on 20 minutes. So, psychosomatic, metaphysical, how do you feel? How does that affect your body? So, I want you to get better and feel well. Why? I don't even know. I don't even know who you are watching this video. But I watch a lot of videos searching for answers myself when I was trying to get well. And I feel relatively okay. I'm very thankful for how far I've come. My fitness is good. My wellness is good. My emotional balance is relatively smooth. I am still human. I'm not a robot. I'm not a superhero. Life is challenging, okay? So I would really like you to give me some feedback, maybe some direction for the next video on this subject. Okay, so I hope you're well. You can subscribe, like the video. It's just a freebie. I'm not selling anything. And I don't know. I like to give a contribution. So be well, think well, feel well, choose wellness. Peace and love, you guys. Okay, be well.